Riku the Disciplined Urholin is one of the most feared grapplers in Europe. Being the European no-gi champion, he's capable of finishing anybody on the ground. Nicolae Gisca from Moldova is a combat sambo specialist with one-punch knockout power in his hands. Gisca is an extremely fast starter, having scored a 19-second knockout in his pro debut. Will the Discipline be able to drag his opponent to his kingdom on the ground, or will Gisca deliver another split-second knockout? Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Riku Urholin versus Nicolae Gisca.
To the blue corner, Nicolae Gisca.
Nicolae Gisca making the walk to the cage now. This undefeated Moldovan prospect, 1-0 very early in his mixed martial arts career. But that record would belie the amount of experience this man has in combat sports. Because what you don't see from that number is that he is a combat sambo fighter with incredible power in his right hand. Well, actually, you do see that from his record, is the incredible power in that right hand, because he used that in his last bout. He absolutely floored Victor Kosmolici and did it in, I think, 20 seconds, under 20 seconds, something like that. Regardless, that fight didn't go longer than 30 seconds, to be sure. And there's not much tape on him in that regard. So, you know, what you did see there, though, is that he used good, clean counter-striking to absolutely flatline Victor Kosmolici in his 2020 debut. He's not fought since in MMA, which is important to note. But he has fought in combat sambo.
Yeah, and he's one of those athletes coming into one fight week with his team, one professional fight to his name, but acting like he has 30 of them. Like, he's very composed throughout fight week, all the media obligations, anything he has done, super professional, carrying himself like he has done this multiple times before, knowing what he's about to do when he enters the cage.
And that is very much the case. Now, it might have been in combat sambo, whatever the case may be, but you can tell. Exactly, this man's record belies his experience. And that competition in combat sambo, you know, he took his last fight in mixed martial arts in 2020, and in the interim fought in combat sambo in both Moscow and in Kaliningrad in 2021, in the Champions League in both of those places, to my understanding. He's an athletic and explosive striker, and that makes this matchup with Riku Urholin very, very interesting. He's combat sambo, while it does have a lot of striking to it, it also, of course, does have a ground game, and that is what we're going to see Riku Urholin attempt to test. Riku Urholin is now making that walk to the cage. 2-2 is his record, fighting at Foreign Kampailu Urheilu Keskus. And he is an incredible grappler, very, very decorated, Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, as you see there, and an ADCC European medalist, no-gi European champion. He's got as much decoration as you can give a guy at this level. He's got, you know, very underrated takedowns, and if you watched his last fight, you know he has that heavy ground and pound. Every single fight out, he has looked better and better and better. And I mean, he's a phenomenal fighter, phenomenal grappler. But what I think stands out to me is just how much damage he's able to inflict with that ground and pound. He's got underrated takedowns. He uses to set up that vicious ground and pound. He'll push you to the cage, wear on you, pull you down, and then hit you. And I mean, I think that's what he's going to go for tonight. I don't think there's any big secret, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, and of course, Riku has the very dangerous and versatile submission game on both on top and on the bottom. He's, for a big guy, a light heavyweight fighter, he's very agile on the ground. But the ground and pound really stood out in his previous fight, because the tough beginning of his professional fighting career, he showed flashes of his grappling skills on the ground, but his last fight, it really came together and he showed that he can actually grapple and fight on the ground inside the cage.
Yeah, specifically as a mixed martial artist, and that's something that, like, you know, you might think, okay, he's got good submission skills, but that's not what you're seeing. You're seeing him absolutely smash guys. So, notably, the difference here in height, the favor is, of course, going to Nicolae Gisca, and a slight reach advantage for, yes, Urholin. Otherwise, a slight age discrepancy, but nothing of note. Excuse me, Riku Urholin. My apologies.
In the blue corner, an undefeated professional fighter with a record of 1 win and no losses. Weighing 92.5 kilos, fighting out of Chisinau, Moldova, Nicolae Gisca! In the red corner, fighter with a professional record of 2 wins and 2 losses. Weighing 93 kilos, representing Porin Kamppailurheilukeskus, fighting out of Pori, Finland, Riku, the discipline, Urholin!
Now this matchup is just about underway. Gisca with the tattoo there, or excuse me, Gisca with the tattoo there over his chest that says Veni Vidi Vici, I came, I saw, I conquered. And then, of course, the stylistic difference here, Riku Urholin has a tattoo, which I believe just says rock and roll. Perhaps a difference of approach, but I think they both want the same outcome, victory.
I think once the bell rings, Riku needs to be on point from the very beginning, because Gisca is a fast starter and he can throw hands. And this, when it comes to grappler versus striker, I think Gisca can also grapple due to his combat sambo background, but he wants to keep this fight standing, definitely. As does everyone against Riku Urholin. But
that would be wise.
Yes, but and I also think in order for Riku to win, unless he has done some significant improvements into his striking, he needs to do exactly this. Push Gisca to the cage, drag him to the ground, make him a bit tired, punch him in the face on the ground, and finish him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if he can get this fight to the ground, which he's shown he's able to do before, you know, he does have good trips from the clinch. He is able to get fights to the mat. And there you go, just like that. And now that he's got Gisca here, in his last fight, we saw him use expert positional control, excellent ground and pound to just bloody and batter Delmar Silva into a fighter retirement. I'm not sure, you know, will he be able to do the same here tonight? I think he's hoping for it. He's already trying to pass here.
Yes, Urholin, Riku's brother, is also one of the great Finnish mixed martial artists at the moment, is yelling to control the half guard, force the position, and make sure he doesn't stand up. So positional control first, and don't take any unnecessary risks at this stage of the fight.
Yeah, from my perspective, you know, at least to my eye, he's got that great positional control. So it is good to see him make use of it. And one thing you're seeing here is he's already going to work with that ground and pound. And one thing I love about his ground and pound is he doesn't need much space, because one of the things he's doing is he's punching both directions. He'll throw that right hand and it'll clip you on the chin going one way, and as he pulls it back, he'll clip you again with the hammer fist going the other direction. He's just being dangerous, you know, not needing a whole lot of space to create a good amount of force. Very, very good ground and pound, aided by that excellent positional control.
And one thing Riku is doing well is using his elbow and forearm to pressure Gisca backwards. To put him on his back, because a lot of BJJ guys, they
hard grab from Urholin. Gisca's got to move if he doesn't want this fight stopped. He's getting to his feet though. Man, chin of granite, because those punches, those were hard as hell. And Urholin is trapping that arm so he won't be able to defend himself. once he decides to pull back that right hand and uncork hell on Gisca's face, which he does again. Gisca's got to move. You can't, but if you do, maybe you give up the rear naked choke. Urholin doing very, very well here to both apply a solid amount of damage and also to keep himself composed. He looks calm.
And he's riding the position very well. He's not trying to, as I was previously about to say about the forearm control, he's not trying to force cross face. He's not trying to force the back take. He's riding the position. He's hand fighting very well, preventing the full stand-up or Gisca getting his posture back. He's controlling the hips with the hook, so he's doing an excellent job controlling the position.
Oh, solid knee from Urholin. And now he's got both arms around the waist, uses that trip that we talked about, gets into mount. Gisca having no luck here, trying to move Urholin. Urholin's got an arm triangle. Now he's working for an arm triangle. And that squeeze is and the tap comes. Riku Urholin with a hell of a task in front of him. Just uses
joka kerta turha sitä enempää miettiä. Kaveri tonttiin ja nyrkki suuhun.
Erittäin varmaa tekemistä. Mitä seuraavaksi? Minkälaisia suunnitelmia?
En mä tiedä. Mä olen sen verran iällä, että mä ehkä tarvii pienen tauon, kun mä oon ottanut 5 matsia tässä 1,5 vuoteen. Niin ehkä pieni breikki. Tai vittu kai mä tuun uudestaan, jos pyydetään.
Niin se vuosikin vaihtuu tuossa kohtaa, että ei, mietitään vaikka tammikuussa uudestaan. Toivottavasti nähdään sut pian täällä myöskin uudestaan. Oikein hieno voitto.
Kiitos. Kiitos paljon kaikille.
Riku Urholin!
All right, Alexi, what did he have to say for himself? Other than, of course, Keith